Hi, my name is Mr. Cabasa, and I'm one of the art teachers at Alliance High School. Today, we're going to try to mimic the style of Bob Ross. You may recognize him, maybe you've seen him on a t-shirt. He is a very famous pop culture icon. Before that, though, he was a famous painter that specialized in landscapes and seascapes. He had a famous television show called The Joy of Painting that aired during the 1980s and the early 90s. Bob Ross is known for painting with oil paint. However, today we're going to see what we can do with watercolor and oil pastel and try to get as close to his style as we can. To start with watercolor, you need your watercolor set, a cup of water, and a brush. Right now I'm using a lot of water as I apply it to blue so that I can make a nice wash in my sky. You want this to be pretty light. I'm using big horizontal strokes. For the mountains, I'm going to use a dark gray. You can mix a little bit of black and white on the side of your palette if you like, or you could use black with a little bit of water. And I'm trying to make a triangle mountain range. Notice how the paint is running a little bit. That's okay. You can fix that up by making the mountains slightly bigger. After you have the dark part of the mountains filled in, go back with pure white and see if you can add some highlights. Imagine the light source is coming from the right side of the picture, and you're going to make some triangle shapes of light on the mountains. Below the mountains, we're going to put a tree, or a line of trees, sorry. For this, you can use a mixture of green and black, and it's okay if the paper runs a little bit here. I'm going back in now with a little bit brighter green to add some variety. Below the trees, we're going to add water. We're using the same color that we used for the sky, however, we're using more pigment this time and a little bit less water. Still try to keep nice big horizontal brush strokes. At the bottom of the paper, we're adding a foreground. This is going to be a chunk of land on both sides. You can see the paper is running again, and that's okay because it just looks like grass here. This is a mixture of green and black. I'm using that same color to make my pine trees. Notice the technique I'm using where I'm going back and forth in order to make it look like the branches of the pine tree. After this step, we're going to let our paper dry completely. Once it's dry, you'll be ready to add all of your highlights and texture using oil pastels. For oil pastels, I'm starting with white, and I'm trying to add more of a highlight on that part of the mountain that we tried to make lighter. We're making nice big triangle shapes, but only on the right side of each part of the mountain. Now I'm taking different shades of green and a yellow ochre color and adding that into my pine trees to add some highlights. I'm doing the same thing now to add some grass. You can leave a little bit of space between the grass so it looks like a path leading up on the left side. And I'm finishing off by adding more highlights to the pine tree on the right. Well, I hope you had fun today, and I hope you have a great rest of your summer. I hope you have fun in all your other art classes, and I can't wait to see what you make. Take care.